Hello and welcome back to Blake's Pai Sho Academy. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a game review, and this is one that I've been meaning to do for a little while. I said I was going to do it and I kind of forgot about it, just because I have so many ideas for videos with Pai Sho that I want to do. I'm bound to forget some, but I did remember this one. This is from the last Council of Ginseng Masters tournament, which was the 6th tournament. It was also the first tournament I've ever run, so it was a very fun experience. And this is the finale game that I was not able to make a live event out of. This Council of Ginseng Masters was a little bit different. Usually there would be 3 finale games. In this one there was only 1 because there was only a Master and Grandmaster bracket. So in this game we've got the Master Leaves as host playing against the Grandmaster Duat with guest. And let's get into it. So Duat is going to start us off with a Orchid move here, taking this valuable spot for the Orchid early on. As I've explained before, these are great spots to have your Orchids, and Duat knows this. Leaves develops their Koi, putting it in front of their Lion Turtle and opening up this Lotus Jump. Duat happily takes the other spot for the Orchid, having a lot of control now over here, and having a presence closer to Leaves' side of the board. And Leaves has to worry that these Ginsengs might be captured by these Orchids, and also it's just harder to develop pieces safely with these Orchids here. So Leaves is going to get their Lotus out first, which is nice. You get to be able to be the one reacting when capturing comes on the board. You get the first turn when capturing is enabled. Now it's Duat's turn, and they move out their Koi, developing it. They decide to put it here instead of maybe in front of the Lion Turtle like Leaves did. I think either one works, but for this case, the Koi will be going here, pretty standard. It also opens up this Lotus Jump, of course. Now Leaves is going to get their Ginseng out of range of this Orchid and more towards the center and developed forward, which is nice. Just developing a Ginseng in the center is always good. Now Duat is developing the Bison, opening up this jump possibility as well, and putting the Bison here, boosting their Lion Turtle. And this is kind of interesting. I haven't played a lot of Ginseng since the tournament, and even then I wasn't playing a lot because I was the one running the tournament, so I haven't really been into Ginseng for some time. But something to note here that I at least notice is that Duat has not gotten their Lotus out. Usually I like to get my Lotus out on the first 2 turns, and a lot of people like to get it out even on their first turn with the Badger flip. But Duat has now gone 4 turns without moving their Lotus out, which is interesting to see. But because of that, they've gotten a lot of control and developed pieces. So now Leaves is going to be developing their Koi up in the center, protected by this Ginseng now in a white garden. Now Duat is deciding it is the time to bring out their Lotus, and so now capturing is on the table. All of these pieces can be captured by this Koi. This Koi cannot be captured by anything. And this Ginseng over here of Leaves can be captured by an Orchid. So Leaves then brings their Ginseng over here into the center, setting up a little Ginseng fortress and saving it from being captured by the Orchid, and having these columns of attack in the center with their Ginsengs, which is very nice. Very nice to attack in the center and have this control. So now Duat brings this wheel here, which right now seems to maybe not be doing a lot, but the idea here, the main idea I believe, is to set up this jump eventually. Right now Duat does not have it because this tile is here, the Lion Turtle's here, and the Orchid's here, but this is just a good spot for the wheel to be in the future. And also an option Duat will have in the future because of this wheel move is that they can go here to get into the temples safely, which is something I like to do sometimes. So now it is Leaves' turn, and they develop their Lion Turtle, bring it up and into the center. So now it is Duat's turn. They bring their dragon up, not pushing anything, but it is now boosted by the Sky Bison, which is nice. It gives it a lot of range. It is Leaves' turn, and Leaves opts to trade their Koi, which is interesting. Maybe they do not want any of their pieces on this Ginseng line being frozen by the Koi, so they decide to trade it. And now it is Duat's turn. Duat simply captures back. But another part to note about this move is that now Leaves has 1 less piece developed and in the center. Duat still has a piece here. It's a different piece, but it is a piece developed and forward. And also this space is now free for the Lotus to go with a flip or a jump. Now it is Leaves' turn, and here you can see maybe another part of trading the kois was so that they could develop their bison here without cutting off their koi's protection. And now this lion turtle is boosted by the sky bison. Now it is Duat's turn, and Duat will be flipping the lotus here into the center, setting up this jump and eventually this potentially, which is very scary with the dragon here. Something that I'm sure a lot of people have been seeing recently with how Ginseng has been playing out. This attack with the bison and the dragon with the lotus on this specific space has become very popular. And now it is Leaf's turn, developing their lotus, doing the same move as Duat, putting it in the center. The only jump that Leaves has here is this, but Leaves is probably going to be looking to set up this and then eventually move this lion turtle somewhere to be able to put the lotus here on the center point, protected by the Ginseng. And eventually Leaves will probably also want to develop their dragon like here so that they can push the lotus across. So now it is Duat's turn, and this move here kind of decides the game. So this move does a couple of things. First of all, it opens up this jump, which is a win threat. Second of all, it opens up this jump, which is part of this jump, but it's a completely different threat because both of these, this is an immediate win, this is a win. It will be a win. It'll be Shangli because of the dragon. Like I was saying, it can go onto either of these spaces and push it, and that is very hard to stop, potentially impossible for a host to stop, depending on their move here. Leaves is going to have to respond to this, and it's not so easy to respond to because, like I said, because of these two parts, you can't simply put your orchid here and be fine. Usually you could do this and then capture with the orchid, there's no more win threat. But if Leaves simply puts their orchid here, then like I said, Duat has this move and it's Shangli, you can't stop this. So Leaves has to find some way to stop both of these. Leaves might be looking at this, but it's a very hard decision just to give up your lion turtle. The nice part about this though is that there is no orchid to capture the lion turtle, so Duat can't just immediately open up the win threat again. It would have to waste some of Duat's time. And like I said, you can see this wheel being used now. And now Leaves moves their orchid here. Now this does block both of these, and Duat now has some options. Duat could just capture back with their orchid, freeing up this spot and allowing this jump to happen. But I believe Duat does not want to do that because once both of these tiles are gone, Leaves actually has this move, but with putting their lion turtle here. And that is not so easy to stop because it can't be pushed by the dragon and it can't be captured by the dragon. So instead, Duat will be just pushing the orchid out of the way, which is an interesting move. It's kind of hard to see, but when you look at all your options, this one definitely seems like the best option. Gives you both of these jumps again and develops your dragon. It can be captured by the wheel and the lion turtle of Leaves, but obviously not right now because there is a win threat you have to address. So now Leaves is going to be making a move, and they just moved their orchid back into the same spot. So it's the same thing, but the only difference now is that the dragon is here. Duat instead decides to capture with the dragon, so Duat is not going to be giving up this attack with the orchid here. It makes sense to capture with the tile so that it is not an even trade with orchids. And also now the dragon is protected by the Ginseng, so it's going to be hard to get rid of here. So now Leaves brings another tile to the fight in order to try and stop this win threat. But it will not be enough because Duat has this move where they capture the badger mole and this win threat comes back. So this badger mole wasn't able to do anything really. Not that Leaves had many options here, you had to bring a tile to the fight. But you're not going to be able to capture back this dragon now because you have to respond to this win threat. And Leaves does that by blocking it here with the lion turtle, which is a move I talked about earlier. So Duat responds with capturing the free lion turtle. And now Leaves is going to have to bring another tile over here to try and stop this win. Just throwing a lot of tiles at Duat to slow them down, but it might not be enough. So instead, Leaves decides to capture the wheel. And sometimes this move can work. I have done this move myself in certain scenarios where you're stopping a jump, but usually that's because Guest could only capture back with a tile that will not make the jump happen. In this case, Duat has a very nice move with capturing with the dragon, getting rid of another tile over here of Leaves and setting up this once again. So in this case, this move doesn't really work. There's not very many good options for Leaves here at all, but you could maybe try and bring another tile. Your tiles are very far away, it's very hard to do anything at this point. So Duat does capture back with the dragon, setting up this, and at this point, Leaves has no way to stop this. None of their tiles can reach, unfortunately. This Ginseng is close at being boosted by the Bison, but it cannot reach. So Leaves is forced to make a move, and Duat wins the game. So you can see this attack in the red garden with the dragon and the orchid can be very deadly and very quick, and something you have to watch out for a lot. If you let your opponent get too close there, at a certain point, it's the point of no return, and you won't be able to stop it anymore. So you have to preemptively get defenses ready over there. And part of the reason why Leaves was not able to do that successfully here was because of moving this Ginseng away. Usually with these kinds of attacks, you can very easily, once Duat sets it up, you can very easily set up an orchid here, and it will be protected by the Ginseng, and there's not much Guest can do about that. Even if this is an option, let's say this Ginseng isn't protected by another, Guest can capture it with their orchid, but then the attack still doesn't really exist, and it gives Host plenty of time to get more tiles over there. And potentially even another Ginseng. If it's close enough, you could just replace the Ginseng that was captured by this orchid. So that's part of the reason why Leaves wasn't able to stop Duat. The Ginseng here is very crucial. Leaves was pressured to move it away because of this orchid here. Leaves did not want it to be captured. But in this case, I believe moving it away was the wrong decision. And yes, it is very nice, like I was saying, very nice to set up the Ginseng fortress here and have the Ginsengs developed and in the center. But maybe even this move here would be better. So that's part of the reason why Leaves was not able to defend this win. Another reason potentially is trading this koi. Here, instead of maybe trading the kois, you would want to trade the wheels to stop this jump from happening even more. But this lion turtle could reach the wheel, and I suppose either way, either trade, Duat is going to be able to get this lion turtle off the spot and set up this lotus flip. And in this case, if you take this wheel, Duat will still have this jump set up. So it's tricky here. It's not so easy to stop. But with the wheel trade, you could do the wheel. Duat takes back with the lion turtle potentially. I'm not saying for sure Duat would do this. But if Duat does, then you can capture with the koi. And any attack will be hard to create from that point, especially when you still have this lion turtle here. So if Leaves wanted to trade off this koi, I believe maybe this would be the correct way to do it. This koi isn't a threat right now. I could see why Leaves doesn't want it to freeze this koi, but I would instead maybe capture this wheel with something like that. But again, that's very hard to see. That's very easy for me to say, knowing what Duat was planning with their jump in the red garden. But if you don't know that that's what they're going for, then that's not something that's going to cross your mind very easily. So yeah, I think those are the main reasons why Leaves lost this game. Great game, well played by both players. It was a very quick game, but it demonstrated the lethalness of this line here, which has been something that I don't know if I've talked about it in a video before, but I have definitely talked about this idea before. And this threat with the dragon can be very dangerous and very quick and sneaky and hard to stop if you aren't ready for it. Yeah. And this move right here is what decided it. I mean, it was kind of decided before this point anyways, because Duat was going to make this move regardless. But I think here, this is what decided it with this Badgermal flip, because now Duat, the only good move is this, and after this move, I believe Duat just wins. In the end, there's no way Leaves can really stop it. So let's see here, instead of moving this Badgermal, Leaves could even do this potentially. Maybe bringing the Badgermal up would work. Allowing Duat this move is what caused Leaves to lose, because they did not have the necessary tiles needed to defend this attack, because it is a very, very deadly attack. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about in this game. I wanted to make this video because I remembered about it. I have so many ideas for videos, so many videos I'm planning to make and going to make, and I'm looking forward to it a lot. So I'm just kind of all over the place with these videos, just making whatever comes to my mind and I remember at the moment. And this is one that I remembered I needed to make. So I hope you all enjoyed. I might look over some more matches from this tournament, but I definitely wanted to get the finale one out here the soonest. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Great game by Leaves and Duat. and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.